my Straight Talk family. If you are pondering and wondering, as long as you hear that music, you know it's time for another edition of Straight Talk, and time for me to bid you a very pleasant night wherever you are in St. Kitts and Nevis, wherever you are throughout the entire Caribbean region. It's time for me to welcome you to another edition of Straight Talk. It's the 141st edition of Straight Talk on this radio station, ZIZ, the big bad ZIZ on your radio. And I want to greet those in the Kittitian and Nevisian diaspora. There are those who are in Africa. Some of you are in Asia. Some of you are in Europe. And there are a whole lot of you right here in North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I can't say good morning, and in some cases I can say good afternoon, because one of such greetings is applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. And my Straight Talk family, if you are joining me for the first time, I want to inform you that Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, you do have a forum to express yourselves. But let's, in the process, let's continue to keep St. Kitts and Nevis as one of the freest countries in the entire world. On this program, we always try to raise the level of national discourse. We try to raise the level of national consciousness by alerting you to your rights and, of course, to your responsibilities and certainly to your obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing me with yet another opportunity to join you in conversation, my Straight Talk family, on yet another occasion. And just to inform you as well, Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls, we include your emails, and if you're so minded to call, the numbers are 465-2555 and or 718-577-2916. We also have an email platform, and we provide access to those who like to use the cloak of anonymity, I normally say, and hide behind that keyboard. We allow you to access the program via zizstraighttalk@gmail.com. And I got some messages today, and lots of people were pondering about Monday, but I did forewarn you that Monday we were going to take a holiday, so we're here today. And I want to say good night to some big fans, Lorraine Morris and Ursula Herbert, that Keon Posse. What about Vernon Lewis as well? Janet Manners down there in St. Martin. Flash down there. Flash. We know him, Lawson Cotton. That's his right name. How about Jasmine, Kelly, Sasha Marley, Susie, Bungo, and all those on the ferry terminal, as well as my good brother and friend from small days, Bungo. How is Nurse, and even on the entire crew on the project, and all my friends all over the world. As a matter of fact, I have sometimes to be careful because I forget some people, so but all my friends would cover all. And last week, Monday, not Monday, Easter Monday, But last week, Monday, I think it was the 29th of March, just towards the end of March, I received my usual morning greetings from Nurse Sylvia Garnett in the form of a WhatsApp card which read, and I want to read it. It read as follows, and I quote, "A special breakfast today. A plate of love, a bowl of peace, a spoon of hope, a fork of care, and a glass of prayer. Enjoy your meal, for you are under God's care. Good morning." End of quote. Now, Nurse Garnett, over the years, sent me these sorts of greetings on a regular basis, and we spoke from time to time, exchanged pleasantries, exchanged greetings, but she never stopped short of giving me words of encouragement and sharing words of prayer that meant the world to me. But something happened on Saturday, not Saturday, the Saturday just after Good Friday, yes, Saturday gone, which left me speechless. At about 10:32 a.m. on Saturday gone, a spirit led me to call Nurse Garnett, and I did. The phone rang and rang until the message "call ended" was displayed on my screen. Lo and behold, about half an hour later, a friend of mine sent me this WhatsApp message. That friend, Sheldon, sent me this message which read, and I quote as well, "Good morning. Sad news. Nurse Garnett passed this morning. Sylvia was a woman of great spiritual fortitude, a loving, caring, and forgiving individual. Nurse's love for our federation was very evident. She always took a keen interest in what was happening. She had a great impact on my own spiritual resilience and was always a source of comfort and encouragement for me. Nurse Garnett has touched the lives of many and no doubt will be greatly missed. Please keep our beloved family in your prayers. May her soul rest in peace." Unquote. And that was the last card of inspiration, the card that I got before from Miss Nurse Garnett. And I will not physically receive any more cards. I will not receive another one, but spiritually I know that I will. Nurse Sylvia Garnett, also known as Matron Garnett, was the matriarch of Straight Talk and will be surely missed by all of us. Tonight, I therefore propose to dedicate the first half or first part of this program to this powerful woman who has now gone to the great beyond. Nurse Garnett was a warrior for health and an icon in nursing in St. Kitts and Nevis. From the bottom rung of the ladder, she rose to the top rung and became matron of the J.N. France Hospital, that's the Joseph Nathaniel France Hospital. As a tribute to and in recognition of her sterling service to her community and her country, recall the new health center on Station Street in Tabernacle Village was commissioned and renamed on Thursday, the 25th of June 2020 in her honor. And that was last year, June. June.
I feel especially good to know that someone who labored long and hard in the health center is today being honored by having this facility bearing her name. And that person is none other than Nurse Sylvia Garnett. I want to thank her for her excellence. This British-trained registered nurse and midwife excelled in the delivery of health services in our health centers, Tabernacle, Molyneux, Keon, etc., and eventually as a matron at the JNF Hospital. We want to give her thanks and give God thanks for using her in this particular area.
Matron Garnett was gracious as usual in accepting the honor that named this institution in Tabernacle the Sylvia Garnett Primary Health Care Facility, and she was grateful, like I said.
I must first of all give thanks to the Almighty for this day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us all rejoice and be glad in it. I thank the Lord for all the blessings He has graciously bestowed upon me for these 90 plus years of my life. And today, I want to begin by thanking the Honorable Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris and the Cabinet of the Team Unity Government for this great honor of having this great, beautiful, marvelous health facility honoring my name. I am indeed very humbled and extremely grateful for such high recognition.
She was never afraid to rebuke those who debase our institutions, my straight dog family. For example, she called out the youngest speaker ever in our National Assembly, Curtis Martin, for what she called lacking integrity. She was never afraid to rebuke those who deserve such a thing.
I want to speak about the Speaker of the House of Assembly. What a disgrace to all Kittitians and Nevisians. That man has brought us to the lowest degree. Never in our history has any of the former speakers behaved in such an unprofessional manner. He said he went in with his integrity and he will come out with it. But sad to say, if he did go in with any integrity, he has lost it all. I would be very grateful if someone there who he would listen to would sit him down and kindly ask him to resign, because he has lost all respect nationally, regionally, and internationally. And please warn him not to continue to gain the world and lose his soul, for it doesn't worth it.
It never is worth it to gain the world and lose your soul. Matron Garnett was never afraid to talk truth to power. Never afraid. This warrior was.
I would like to talk about that CPL cricketer who Dr. Douglas gave land worth $1 million as a prize for performance. Just a couple hours. Couldn't he find a valuable trophy to give to that man? Wow. People, please open the eyes of your understanding and see what Dr. Douglas is doing. He sold Sanford land for 68 cents per square foot, less than 25 cents, 25 plus, 24 plus, and I brought it down to the nearest cent, 25 US cents per square foot. Then he swapped land for debt. Then he put that price now that locals can't even afford to buy it from the bank. And he gives a cricketer land worth $1 million. I wonder which one of our highest position civil servants have ever received $1 million gratuity for serving the Federation. And he could give $1 million just like that. But he could only give $1,500 to a man who worked 55 years in the sugar industry. And then he promises to sell John Paul. Think of it and see how much love he has for his people. Not even the crumbs. And that's why when he went into the House of Assembly and spoke about a hug the bee and hug the this, he called all of us, all Kittitians and Division, hogs, because we know what we feed hogs on, and that's what he's feeding us on, and trying to give away the land to all sorts of people. It's really, really heart-rending.
Yes, heart-rending it was. Her unwavering support for her adopted son and Prime Minister Timothy Sylvester Harris and his Team Unity government could never be questioned. Her faithful prediction in May 2020 of a second term for Team Unity became a reality on June 16th, 2020.
We are where we are today by the grace of God. And once again, I'm going to appeal to my fellow citizens in St. Kitts and Nevis. Give God thanks and begin to count your blessings and thank God for Timothy Harris and his Team Unity government. And we are praying, God is going to answer our prayer. And by His grace, I am not saying if, by His grace, you are going to get a second term. Because it's God, by His intervention, divine intervention, placed you there for a purpose, to bring us out of distress. And He doesn't want to hear any more murmuring and complaint. All He wants is praise and thanksgiving.
Praise and thanksgiving is all that is needed. So she implored us all to stop the murmuring, but instead to give God thanks and to continue to count our blessings for a government like the one we have, and also to give God praise and thanksgiving. And she implored us to just stop the murmuring.
My mother struggled. My grandmother used to work in the cane field. Her husband used to burn coals. She would work in the cane field, go and help him get his coals. She would go up in the mountain and she would get her ground going. And we made it through. We didn't look to government for anything and everything. And we came by the grace of God. We did not have it, but we learned to make ends meet. We tightened our belts. We didn't hear people complain and grumbling. Shops were closed on Saturdays and Saturday night and all day Sunday. We make out with what we have. We share with neighbors. And we save from the little we have. And today we have it, our cups are full and running over. And it grieves my heart. It grieves my heart, Honorable Timothy Harris, when I hear people grumbling, because I know how your grandfather and grandmother and even your mother and father had to work hard.
Yes, my Straight Talk family. Stop the murmuring. Matron Garnett was born on October 5th, 1929. So 6 months shy of her 92nd birthday. We can conclude that Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett Nee Paris lives a full life here on this earth. Tonight, therefore, as we reflect on her lifelong achievements, we here on Straight Talk are left with the memories of her outspoken contributions and or interventions. She was assertive, always frank when she stated her opinions. Even if they were critical or controversial, she remained outspoken in her criticism of the things that were not in conformity with facts or with truth. I am sure, however, that we will all come to one conclusion, to wit, Nurse Matron Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett was motivated by one thing. She was motivated by one thing and one thing only, which is a love for country, or for the country of her birth, St. Kitts and Nevis, or St. Kitts, I should say, the country of her birth, St. Kitts, and for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis as a whole. That was all she had, love for her country.
Well, God bless you all and have a good day. As I have spoken today, it is from the depths of my heart, because I love my country. There is where I was born. There is where I was raised up. There is where I get my schooling. There is where I got everything. And it pains me when I hear and see what is going on in St. Kitts today. And that is why I have to speak out. There's nothing more that I could gain. Nothing more. But I love my country, and that's why I speak out. God bless you all.
May the soul of this Straight Talk matriarch rest in eternal peace. On behalf of the Straight Talk family and my own behalf, we extend sincere condolences to her sons Chris, Andy, Gladwin, and her entire family, as a matter of fact, and all those who have lost loved ones. I also want to think of Oliver Maynard of Ponds Extension as I speak of condolences. I also learned of his passing just yesterday. So I extend condolences to his family and all those, as a matter of fact, who have lost loved ones. My Straight Talk family, it's 8:28. I want to open the lines at this point in time, because you may wish to extend your own condolences to this matriarch, Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett. And we want to speak about the departed soul and or any other matter of national interest that you may want to raise. I'll also open the lines as well. So we have an opportunity to extend condolences and to raise matters of national interest. I'm going to open the lines now. The numbers are 465-2555 and or 718-577-2916. Our email address is zizstraighttalk@gmail.com. I must, though, implore you before I go to the lines that I anticipate you will respect others. And to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us ensure that the things we say and or do will be beneficial as well to all concerned. And in the process of saying and or doing those things, let us strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. With that said, at 8:29, I go to the lines and thank this caller for holding the caller. You are live.
Yes. Good evening, Honorable Patrice.
Good evening, dear.
Yes. Accelerating on the barrel then. And anyway,
Okay.
looking at this thing with the vaccine, you are because you are one who force people to get the vaccine. If people don't want the vaccine, that's the right. But you are always saying that even in the supermarket, people going to get the vaccine thing and who working in a factory or where they're going to get this vaccine. Right? And people in America and so, a lot of them say they want the vaccine and they have it, and nobody forcing them. No job supposed to force nobody to get no vaccine if they don't want the vaccine. And looking at boys and West Farm, all the land them in a boys and West Farm, when number 3 just get in, she don't know about no land, and she got to give the lot of land to people all over. And when you go buy the sustainable to ask for land, the land then done gone to other people long time, and they still not got no control over the land. And the people them got the control over the land behind people back to give it the land them to the people. And a lot of people come here and think it's to make a living, and when they done make a lot of money, they go back home and they think it's people not gonna earn. Looking at Royal Bank changed to Bank of Nevis this week. So everybody want money, but the poor people ain't getting them to eat. And the road picking out the dump pan and everything who not got no money. And you have a good night and sympathy going out.
Can I ask you a question?
Janet. It's a Janet Newton. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, I waiting.
I thought you said you want to marry me.
Yes, I don't really get married. And somebody called in there and say, well, you know, you get married. So
wait.
News all over.
Wait.
And sympathy going on to all them up in the pasture and so, and the spoil field, them. I went by the funeral today. Yes.
Wait, so you told me as well you're going to take your vaccination.
Nah, they're ready yet, because I want to force people. People are ready yet. People are make up their mind from what they want. Because me here the all kind of thing. People are getting heart problem and all kind of confusion here. I don't know where it is.
Okay, my darling, I love you. Have yourself a good night.
Yeah, you too. I want the flowers, you know, a few minutes ago, flowers, see, not even the box them. So you're going to send to me. What you're doing, play me, I'm a labor woman, and I have a spaceship for her. So you're going to help me and help you. See you. You have a good night.
Okay. Have a good night. That's my labor friend. Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Catches, good night.
Good night. This is my Unity friend.
I want to send up. Listen, this Unity here. I'm good. And I feel so sad now. You said Sister Garnet dead. I want to send up condolences to her family because her father is who raised 4 of us for my mother and a cousin ours. And that's the only person I see growing up as a father. And last week, me mother went on Sister Garnet and I was to call her, you know. And now we're so sad. But anyway, it's a debt we all owe. And she always just said, thank you, Jacqueline, for taking care of my father. Patsy, I feel it so bad. You hear? Because I was supposed to call her, I didn't get to call her. But anyway, talk about the vaccine. Some people in St. Kitts are talking about how they're forcing people to take vaccine. The government ain't forcing nobody to take no vaccine. It's people on the way they're discouraging people. Patsy, you hear them and you can listen to them. Then they're saying they ain't discouraging nobody. If you're going to say, suppose you take the vaccine and something happens to you, what going to become of your children them? That ain't discouraging people. That is all over. They're saying the vaccine, if you take the vaccine, is better because this thing wouldn't be spreading so far, and it will cool it down. All here they got thing loudspeaker going around and telling the people them the same thing. All over the world, and these people in St. Kitts taking everything for granted. Since last year, the Dr. Lard and this next on the radio talking and begging, telling them about this thing, and they're mixing up politics with this thing, and they need to stop. It's only now see why Douglas used to do people so. Because this couldn't happen under Douglas now, Black, so he'll don't throw them off the radio with the stupidness patches. These people taking things for granted, they need to stop. The Prime Minister and the unity government are forcing nobody to take no vaccine or you stop it. Stop it. They're just begging or you telling what is best for and best for the country. When they're done, they're talking about, why they're doing this right before the vaccine come out. And now the vaccine come out, they're singing the next song. What the hell I want people to do? Suppose the Prime Minister decide, okay, I ain't taking the blame for no body, wherever happen, just look how some of them talk over the crime. They're going to still jump down the man through it. Come on, I stop it, man. Stop it. They couldn't do this with Ratchakal. They don't throw them off the radio and with a lot of nonsense spreading this thing and discouraging people, messing up the whole thing and taking fun and making. That is. Good night. You hear? If I get back in, you hear? Because I really, really upset with somebody, but I didn't call on the radio because I know they're going to throw me off. That is good night. I'll get back if I get back in.
Good night, my dear. We go straight back to the lines.
Good night, Honorable Patrick Liburd. Now,
good night, my brother. The people's.
My heart goes out to Miss Garnett and her family, and she sons and daughters and everything, and to the Prime Minister and to the Cabinet and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the passing of Miss Garnett. But you all still have something to finish. You all have an opportunity to carry on and make her a national hero and the first woman national hero we got in the country. Okay, so you all still have something to do. Don't think she dead and gone, and because the thing name of her, she just think. The woman was a great, brilliant woman, and she, she was good and she praised. That is what our unity here today. Standing up proud and strong. And God is good, God is very good. What went on today in St. Kitts and them radio station should never happen in history. But she never lived to hear it. And thank God for that. Because I don't know what's going on in this country with the radio station. All in a sudden, you got more journalists, and none of them got no lesson to being a journalist. They gone on a radio station and they figured they could talk and carrying all kind of bundles. The election just finished, and they're still carrying a bundle on the head. But that's why the bundle never would. You understand me? The bundle they're carrying is the lodging they got wrap up and carrying on their head. You can't believe what went on here in this island today, Patches. You can't believe it. But God is good. And the more light the burn, the more unity and the Prime Minister see the way. Patches, I'm going to come back, and I got more to say. And a lot of people going to vex me when I talk, but I don't care. So God bless us along, Patches, and God bless my Prime Minister. Okay? All right, brother.
A lot. Thanks for your input. Go straight back to lines at 21 before 9 o'clock. Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Patches. Hope all is well with you. Yeah.
All is well. I'm peaceful.
Good.
Yourself?
I'd like to extend my sympathy to Miss Garnett. She was a great person, a politician, and I'd like to extend my sympathy to the family. Now, I wasn't going to discuss it tonight, but I have to do it. I listened to your assessment of the so-called leaders, and you were pretty close In my opinion, though, this is my opinion, and we're going to have to do things in the name of this lady, Miss Garnett. That's the way our grandparents and parents lived, like Miss Garnett. They were proud, they were hardworking, and they did the right thing in life. Now, back to your assessment and the leaders. In my opinion, my humble opinion, the best leader we had was Paul Southwell of Dominica, followed by Ratcher, though he was somewhat of a dictator. Ratcher, followed by Simmons, even though Simmons, he broke up the state and would have made a fighting squad in some areas in the world, including America. But Kittians are not patriotic people. And this is what it is with them. They're not patriotic. Most of them are not. People like Arkansas, but most of them are not. Now, Dr. Harris is going to be up there with them, but Dr. Harris is still a work in, progress. So we'll have to see what happens when he finishes second term or third term, and then we'll be able to think. Okay? But Simmons would have been tried for treason. But Kittians are nothing. They don't really, nothing matter. They don't matter. Booby Island could see Kittians don't care. They look inward, right? This is what it is. Now, the two most despicable leaders we had was Liburd and, of course, Denzel Llewellyn Douglas. Okay? The two most despicable persons. The former, he breed a little 13-year-old baby and sent it to Canada to get his baby, the farmer, Liburd. Okay? And of course, what's his name after him? These things have to change in the name of Miss Garnett. What? Go ahead.
Carlo.
Go ahead, I'm listening, Patches.
Carlo.
Go ahead.
Come on, please don't desecrate the dead man.
When we have to tell some truth, Patches. We have to tell some truth.
He's not here. Yeah, but
it's my business to do. He was a leader, and there's a courthouse named after him. How do you mean don't desecrate? These are facts, Patches. Do not let, because we have, let me, Patches, listen, well, let me continue. But, come on, you're a decent guy, okay? No, Parry, Brantley, and what his name, the other guy who done the bank, who had to do the bank. And Brantley, once you stay away from the tribalism, they could be good leaders too in their own right. Once Brantley stay away from the tribalism that he pushes, okay? But like I tell you, and it's a fact, and we have to face it. Liburd did what he did. That thing, any woman with petition or any vision woman with any respect must have that name down. These are facts. I'm not thinking. We can't play games. People's lives are being destroyed. Okay? Lives are being destroyed. Okay? No, because we have to be straight up with what a lot of lives are being destroyed because of this labor mafia party. Lives are being destroyed, including mine. Lives are being destroyed. And no, you guys don't have to get something, because let me tell you, you guys are unity. You guys have done, but we have, when I listen to you guys up on Greenland, I just think it's going to be another utopia. After all the people from Unity talking how great it's going to be from Grantown down. And it hasn't come true. Okay? Nibbling around the edges is not going to do it. And making news conference advantage said good governance, that's not going to do it. That don't make good governance. We have to have ignorant Africa today. It's the Africa that we know is so bad. In Africa, you could get arrested for being corrupt. In St. Kitts, it doesn't have it. Okay? All these kids are running around under the labor mafia party, and they're walking away. None of them have gone to jail. Okay? This cannot go on, Patrick. So in the name of North Garnet, we have to clean up St. Kitts is not fully cleaned up. St. Kitts is still corrupt. I was talking to a cousin, the older one, a younger one. He's like, he told me the other cousin who is college educated, he said he was giving up money for labor. And I think all of you guys, everybody did it, cause you're like, this cannot be. When I listen to this guy, and I listen to him because I don't listen to the young people in St. Kitts. I don't even watch them. I look at them from the periphery of my eye, but I don't watch them. I see them looking, but I don't look at them because you could be grow up with a kid in Charlestown or Bastille and eating out the same pot and killing your best friend like animals. Come on, this is what. So there's a lot of work left to be done. Okay, Sinkis is still as corrupt. This cannot go on, Patrick. And the truth must be told. That name must come down from that building. But Douglas and Liburd and God only the most despicable. We have to be a civilized people. Again, they were North Garnet live. These are the people who made life for us. You understand? And we have to follow it. But unity have got to come into the path. Sinkis is just as corrupt. When that little cousin told me that the other cousin, and like I said, I don't know the young people. I don't watch them. I look at them from the periphery, man. Told me that he was giving out money for labor. And college educated at that. Then I really see things is not what. We have to become a civilized country again. We are not. Okay? So this is the way it is. And please, Patty, don't tell me those. I'm telling you the facts about it. The facts are the facts. We have to clean ourselves up like we did under the British. Under the British white man. We were more civilized people. Just like you are. You are. Okay? You have to tell the truth. And unity has got to clean up. Okay. We have to get laws against corruption. The corruption continues. I was in town there and speaking to people and they don't like what's going on. And I will tell you some of them, John, they all believe in you, but they don't like what's happening. We have to stop nibbling around the edges. We have to go to it, okay? We can't just sit on top of what this did, what Douglas did, what that one did. We have to attack corruption, okay? Sinkis is still corrupt, okay? Have a good evening, Patrick, and I have the greatest respect for you and Dr. Harris still. But corruption is still going very strong in Sinkis. We didn't live like this. Patrick, all the best to you, and Dr. Harris, have a good evening. But Harris, and we got to thank Dr. Harris. He saved petition, and he's doing good with the economy. But we have to attack corruption. They all know who the people from the Douglas government who was thieving and lying. We cannot be a nation and thieves and liars and stop nibbling around the edges. Let's get to it. Have a good evening, Patrick.
Okay. Have a good evening, my dear brother. Always assertive, always on the border. Caller, you're live. It's 30 before 9.
Thank you for having me, Patches. I must send my condolences to the lady that is in question. I didn't know her, but the reference and recommendation I've heard, I will add to that my condolences. In respect to the gentleman just spoke there, yes, indeed, truly, Sankit is corrupted. And the greatest threat to Sankit is the people itself. It's no other way. It is within. The division, the politics, I mean, come on, people. Election only was for one day. You got to live 364 days after election, regardless to what. One day differences shouldn't determine the remaining, moving forward. But, I think it is corrupted. I will leave that and I will come back again should I get a chance.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. It's 11 before 9 o'clock. That's what Straight Talk is all about. So let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Good night, Patrice. Good night.
My dear brother, politics. Good night.
Yes, man. Patrice, first, I want to thank God for the rain. Plenty rain falling down here now, so the animals, them and the farmers, them thankful for what's going on. You know, we always think it's a God-blessed country. And just the other day, I was crying out because the animal, they must give me so much trouble because they cannot find nothing to eat. And they reach all down by the lowland and all kind of thing all in the road. But anyway, we got to thank God. Patrice, I want to send my condolences out to the family of Metran Garnett. I believe that she has served this country well. And I get to meet her 2014 because she called somebody and tell she wanted to meet me. And she meet me in Culture, and she take us down to Port Zante for dinner. And we had a wonderful time down there with her. You understand? Because she said she wanted to meet me. I think she didn't know Culture, but I never know her personally. And I just want to send my condolences out to the family of her. I wish her all the best, and the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, because it was a strong prayer for team unity. She has really put your heart out there and pray that we get a government of a team unity. Now, Patches, let me move on. All who out there attacking the government about the vaccine on different radio talk shows, you're them only in the minority. And I believe that we are educated people here in the Federation, and people will do what they got to do. Because no matter with what I say, I believe that their negative thinking and doing wouldn't prevent the people them from go out and do the best for the country, that the country could open back and the people could go back out to work comfortable, and people ain't have to put out wearing a mask anymore and those things. But Patches, them upon the next week the talk show now. Not study them, you know. Because them upon the talk show talk and they was on the corona. They're coming out, the films are coming out of the mouth worse than the corona. You understand? If a human being got to stand up in front of them and open them out, they're dead. One time. So they was on the corona, so we don't take the man. They're only in the minority. They talk 2015, they come back to talk for 2020, and the election come and the people them decide who they want. And they're going to talk and talk again, and the people them going to decide who they want whenever the bell ring again for the next 5 years. And the only way the people them got to go in this federation is a team unity government. So they're going to continue to talk until they can't talk no more, until the cockroaches them drop out them out. You understand? Patches, you have a wonderful night. May God bless the federation and sing with me with. May God bless the Patches.
God bless you as well, my dear brother. I go straight back to the lines. I don't know. Make sure I get as many calls tonight. Caller, you're live.
I'm on?
Yes, you're live.
What politics just say? They take nearly 3 hours on the program to think they could bring down the Prime Minister and play back what he say. But that's the Prime Minister, and what he wants to say, he say. And if he say that they have to take it, they have to take it. See you. Ha, ha, ha.
Thank you very much. That sounds like Alice in Wonderland. Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most Rebel Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen Anne. God bless that evening, my beloved African brother. How are you, the family?
I'm peaceful, my brother. Peaceful. You and your family?
Good, brother. Good. Brother, first let me say, man, my condolences go to the family of Queen Mother Garnett. Queen Mother who I knew personally, brother, when I used to go up to Taba, you know, and the girl looking days, beloved, you know. Miss Garnett was a very, very loving woman, beloved. I'm telling you, man, I spoke to Queen Mother on several occasions, brother. Beautiful sister, man. Beautiful. Brother, I think it's Nevis and the African race, brother, have lost a warrior, a brother. I know her spirit, beloved. They're going one, maybe one of our grandchildren, or, you know, one of our grandchildren, spirit of Queen Mother Garnett will live in one of our people, beloved. Very patriotic, beloved. There are few, but I can name 10 people as patriotic as Queen Mother Garnet, beloved. I'm telling you, man. Beautiful sister. Brother, may her spirit will live on forever, beloved. Now, beloved, let me big up this team, the administration, and the true representative for Constituency 6, my brother Ninky Williams, man. You know? He told me, brother, he said, listen, man, Brother Nabo, we're going to build it. I said, brother, you know I ain't in no nonsense. He said, brother, going to build a jetty over there, Bay, for the fishermen. I don't know if it's a fisherwoman, but I figure that his sister, the fisherwoman too. Fisher, you know. So, brother, that went down. I don't know if he was over there or what on Saturday. But he sent me some pictures, man. You know, a lovely jetty. But one thing I didn't like what I saw. And our people. But I didn't see everybody. I see the pictures I saw was maybe about 100 people. So we had more people there. But and no one that I saw had on a mask, beloved. My beloved sisters and brothers, don't let your guards down. I know it was, a celebration and they had a fishing competition over there and everything. I know that, beloved, but cannot lay our guards down. And Brother Ninky, Prime Minister, Brother Richards, I know you're a minister responsible for infrastructure now. Yes, my brother was still is, but sometimes things change for a reason. We're still waiting some movements and quote-unquote Kansas pasture. We're going to change that name, because we cannot have our pasture naming, still got who was an enslaver of African people. The name Kansas pasture got to go. But that is up to our people, the Pan-African Republic of Ethiopia, my beloved brother. We must change that. We got to see some work done. We need our stadium there so our people, who keep all kind of function. They could, even the music festival could be moved over there. Just build the facility. We need our children, not just in there, but the whole federation. Come and play football, cricket, basketball. Beloved brother, recreational park over there and everything, man. We got the land. Mr. Prime Minister, you call the Ninky. I'm calling on you to my brother. You're the representative, and next time around we got to win that seat. And Brother Richards, you're the minister responsible for infrastructure. You must see some movement. I'm not to think, you see how long I think. I know because COVID, the money ain't flowing like that. So, but still, man, that thing got to be done. We need over there to be done and fix up, man. Come on. Do some movement, some economic activities over there, beloved. We must do that, man. And I want to know what's the latest with the bank up in, I almost going to say Nevis now, the bank up in Sadlers. I want to know, what, now the Prime Minister just said that the board don't approve whatsoever. I want to know if it's going to be a new bank or refurbished bank. Can someone tell me? Brother, Patches, you have a blessed weekend, my beloved brother. You and your family. And I continue to listen. Pan-Africanism, our purse. One love, my beloved brother.
One love, my brother. Nabu, never out of words. You go straight back to the lines. I call you live.
Patrice, a pleasant good evening to you. And how are you?
I am peaceful, my dear. I can see those dimples.
Patrice, I just trying to send out my condolences to the Garnet family. I work with Miss Garnet at the Infants Hospital, so I know her well. So I just want to
You know what? My condolences and Miss Garnet. May her soul rest in eternal peace. And when you get a chance again, I would like you to play back those tapes of Miss Garnet. Let some people hear what really went on, because they hear long enough to know they know what's going on. So I would like you to play back some of them tapes when you get another chance again. Yes, so let Miss Garnet soul rest in peace. And you have a pleasant night.
Thank you. Have a pleasant night as well. Yes. We go straight back to the lines. Call your line.
Thank you again. Let me jump in. Yes, thanks. Thank you again. Let me jump in on the COVID vaccine. You see, the misinformation about the COVID vaccine. You know, the truth really has not been told about this COVID. Let me tell you something. If we go back to as far as 1918, when there was epidemic, technologies was not so flourished like today. Back in those days was analog. You remember when you have a TV, you have to turn the antenna with your hand, left, right, center, until you get a proper station. Okay. Moving forward, the digital age came in. So all those digital apparatus has phased out. Now, remember when cell phone came in? What people don't realize, they started out at 1G speed. Moving forward, they jumped to 2G speed. I think 2G the G mean gigahertz speed. The rate that information travels and receive. Okay. They moved to 3G. All the devices that they used to work on 1G, 2G, they phased out. They could no longer use. I'm talking about cell phone now. We used to use landlines. Landline phased out, where the telephone company run their lines on the poles to your house. Very few people had cell phones. Now they went up to 4G. Okay? Now, 4G, there was no cry for any kind of disease, COVID. Now, all these transmitting of cell phone signal is from satellite, and visible to your eye, you will see all these towers popping up all over the place. Was there a cry for COVID? Now 4G phasing out, and they have 5G. Now, since the birth of 5G speed, you hear the using the word COVID. COVID was there before this, what they're describing as COVID. Because in factual evidence of that, look on the disinfectant can that you will use to spray on surfaces, toilet. COVID was there before. So why are they saying this epidemic we are facing is COVID? Listen, you see, the 5 from 1G up to 5G, and probably it's not 5G, probably it's 10G. But the intensification of this satellite signal for everyone who has cell phone to receive and make information. Look, the truth has not been told about COVID. That's my view. It is the satellite signal. I am hoping that St. Kitts do not go to 5G speed, else there is no origination of any disease down there like in America, or all places that have 5G that is described. That is where COVID developed. It started from China. So all of these information about bats, snakes, and all sorts of things, it is the intensification from these satellite signal, and it's all about commerce. Okay? Now, the weak immune system bodies are prone, and pre-existing condition people, they are prone to get this rapid effect. Look back at 1918, when there was pandemic. How fast disease spread? 5G just born, and look how much it takes the circumference of the globe. So quick. What could have spread that so quick? Humans couldn't spread that so quick. Okay? But thank God for the security and the iron gate that was put on St. Kitts, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Not one case developed down there. Any case of COVID happened in St. Kitts was who came out and go in, but not origination from St. Kitts. Okay? So, regardless of what, you hear the sign that you cannot travel unless you have the vaccine, because I wouldn't know I'm coming to my country and then not vaccinate. So, people take the vaccine. The truth of COVID, describe COVID, has not been told. Okay? But for what is going on now, it spread from human to human because the mutation has changed. Okay? So, the vaccine is important. Remember when you were going to school, you had to get a vaccine. You didn't know what it is. All you know, you go from your classroom to this clinic, you get your shot, you didn't know what it is. Nobody died from that. So my call to the people is to take the vaccine for a settled mind. Another version I'm going to say. A lot of people are saying taking the vaccine is the mark of the beast. They are describing it as too much corrupted disinformation is out there about the vaccine, and the facts have to be right, okay? And stop let people mislead. Think for yourself, be a leader and not a follower. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you for your input, my dear brother. Never out of words, yeah? Seems to be the new street talk scientist. Welcome. Caller, you're live.
How are you doing? Good evening.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, Mr. Minister. I'm not
Mr. You got to put back your 2 minutes. These people have stayed too long on the radio. I'll see you when I see you. You make me mad tonight. Shut.
Seem to have cross lines here. Do we have a caller there?
Yeah, Patches is me. Just quickly, my second.
Quickly, please. Yeah.
A lot of this, a lot of this.
This is the third call, so I'll give you.
What's going on, Patches?
By the rules of brevity.
But yeah, we have. Okay. A lot of this talk of this politics coming out of Labour politics. They're evil people coming out. I mean, the COVID, you got a question everything, but a lot of it, if Douglas was in there, they wouldn't have all this talk. Okay. Another thing about opening a bank, just think, having a bank in Sadler's, please do not do it. Put it down in downtown Baker. That's in a better place. They've been sticking up that place. Some guys stay in the back street there, and they come up in the main street and stick up the back. You put a bank, you have every day again. Please, take it down to the middle of there. There's a police station up the road. There's a lot of lawlessness that is going on in St. Kitts. Please, do not put it in Sadlers, okay? It's a lawless place, very lawless, okay? And all I'm saying again, Patches, we have a lot of people a lot of murderers walking the streets in St. Kitts. No murder, I mean, before you guys came in, have nothing to do with you. When you all came in, the crime thing went back. The king went pop. So it dropped. But we have to take care of the corruption. Think it is a mess. We have murderers walking the street. The corrupt is from the Labour Mafia Party walking the street when they have destroyed a lot of petitions. It has to be taken care of. Patrick, have a good evening, friend.
Have a good evening, my dear brother. Let's go back to the lines. Sorry for that technical glitch just now, but let's go back to the lines. I'll call you live.
Yeah, good night to you, Mr. Minister.
Good night, my dear brother. How are you?
I'm good. Good night to the listeners right across the planet. Just saying my condolences goes out to Matron Garnet. Since I'm small, I know myself, I've been hearing about Matron Garnet, and at the same time, I understand the sacrifice and the struggle and the knockout to get during her time on this planet here. But may also rest in power, because you're a powerful lady. Now, let me just move on to one more issue, and that relates to Honorable Prime Minister speaking about people taking the vaccine, and I want him to understand that Dr. Harris do not let nobody discourage you from speaking and encouraging people to take the vaccine. It's your job to lead the country and to say what is necessary for people to hear in going forward. The reason why I'm saying this here is because since last year, when the decision was taken to have the lockdown, the state of emergency, right up to the opening, the wearing a mask, the testing, the opposition have been trying hard to find some issue to undermine the task force and the government effort in terms of dealing with this COVID-19. Even going as far as claiming that people died from COVID here. And now we have the vaccine being taken by citizens and residents here. I don't expect anything different. So, what we need to understand is that this is not nothing new. When you hear people on the radio going on and ranting, just like over here today, somebody ranting and raving, just because the Prime Minister is promoting and encouraging people to take the vaccine, we do not have to be surprised. What we need to do, just like the majority of the country, we just go forward and try to make sure we suit the government agenda in terms of what the government wants to accomplish. They do not get vexed when you hear people on the radio ranting and going on and pulling that agenda. This had always been like how Mr. Politics said, since 2015 the field, in 2020 the field. So since last year when the beginning of the COVID started, the field. So don't expect nothing different from people who have an agenda. Have a good night.
Have a good night, my dear brother. We go back to the lines at 9.
This is Dumpling.
How are you, Dumpling?
Patrick, I would like to send my sympathy greetings to my long-time matron. I work with her at the hospital. And I would like to send sympathy greetings to her children. Matron, the last time I speak to Matron was in February. And Matron is so powerful. But anyhow, she went home to her master. Patrick, I took my vaccine and not a thing happened to me. I didn't even know when the nurse done. You understand? So men over the up and down and dancing and saying about how it's going to make you sick, it's going to give you this, and not a thing happened to me, Patrick. Not a thing happened to me. The up and down on the radio station just walk with my load of rumors. Both Prime Minister and discipline force people to take vaccine. Patrick, me take a vaccine when I used to go Irish Town School with the lady from our Greenlands. She found those used to sing Calypso. And nothing happened to the come right down the school first, down Irish Town School. And nothing happened to me. So what if they take vaccine now, nothing happening to the body, nobody is sick. The government hearing about this, what the people that in America from vaccine and all kind of stupidness patches, and how hundreds of people dead in England, and then hearing the people them saying it on the radio. You understand? So I don't know what these scientist people spreading out them. I want all the vaccine done, and when they're done, when they're ready to go to force them, all the health centers one day. One deal. I want it done. And I'm begging the Prime Minister that when the next batch come underdone, they bring no more. Because some of them are ungrateful. That's why I like to pick up my friend in America, Richard, and another friend from Newton Alpha Baby, so she said Pudding, and my sister Janet in St. Martin, and my other sister in England, Lucinda Manners, and Debbie Manners in Anguilla, and Gloria Manners in Puerto Rico, and all my family, my brother in England, all my family, my grandson in London, England, Pinky, Dandon Love You, and Colonel Hodge, and my daughter in Anguilla. Patches, see you when I see you. Hurry up, come. Hurry up, come, because I don't take the vaccine. You take the one yet? Talk to me.
Going tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you take it yet?
Yes.
Well, make sure Monday. Well, God, so you send a picture, let me see it on your because I'm going to send one to you. I still got the class on my hand. Patrick,
okay,
see you. Love you. This is Dumpling.
See you. Yes, Lydia Dumpling Manners. Love you more. Have yourself a wonderful night. In the event you have just joined us, we were actually extending condolences to our departed matriarch of Straight Talk. And if it's one thing we can say about Machen Garnett, and only one thing, is that she loved her country.
God bless you all and have a good day. As I have spoken today, it is from the depths of my heart because I love my country. There is where I was born. There is where I was raised up. There is where I get my schooling. There is where I got everything. And it pains me when I hear and see what is going on in St. Kitts today. And that is why I have to speak out. There's nothing more that I could gain. Nothing more. But I love my country, and that's why I speak out. God bless you all.
Yes, let's go back to the lines. My Straight Talk family, thank you for holding your line.
Pleasant good night to you, Mr. Liburd. How are you doing? This is
familiar.
Pat. Yes.
Yes, my wife.
I just would like to give out, yes, I would like to also to give my condolences to the family of Sister Garnett, Machen Garnett, Mother Garnett, Nurse Garnett, whatever anyone call her, that was her name. I just like to thank God for the hands, for her hands that bring life into this world, for her hands that soothe patients with their pains, for her hands that comfort family members when they lost their loved one under her watch, for her hands that went around and touching others. I would like to say to her family, she has done her part and on this earth, and may her soul rest in eternal peace. The last time she spoke is when she came on the air and she said like this, "Good night, Patches. I am not feeling too well today. I'm just in and out, but I'm encouraging everyone to go and take the vaccine. Don't let no one discourage you all. And I'm asking you all to do what is good and best for you all." That's the last time, and that's like 3 shows ago. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Sister Garnett, Mother Garnett, Machen Garnett, we love you, and your voice we love it. And I'm so grateful to our Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Harris, who gave her flowers while she was living. To her family, may you all find comfort in the Lord. knowing that Mother Garnet, Metron Garnet, has done her task on this earth. May she soul rest in peace. Thank you, Patrice, for this time. And to all the people in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis who are mourning, Patricia here in the Virgin Islands, we'd like to say my condolences to each and every one of you. Too much to call. I love you all. I love the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you all. God bless the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you, Patrice.
As well, Patricia, and yes, she got her flowers, she got the Medal of Honor, and that facility in Tabernacle at New Health Center was named, commissioned, renamed the Sylvia Garnet Primary Health Care Facility. Let's go back up to the lines. Call you live.
Yes, good night, Patrice.
My dear brother Jam Down, good night.
How are you? Boy, we got a lot of Armageddons in this country. A1 the best for the country, boy. Showing all kind of things, saying all kind of things. That is, I wanna publicly congratulate the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards to taking the People's Action Movement to another level by moving the convention out the headquarters and carrying it in the rural in the country to get to the supporters then. It's a very good gesture. I love it. I want to congratulate the whole entire committee, all who was instrumental around the table to make that decision. Is a good one, and that's the way we got to go. Because unity got to stand. And that flag got to stay high, up like the stars them in the sky we are watching here in Port Zante. Because this country needs unity most. Especially you, Patches. Because from since you start here, we can't get the kind of performance from MPs. This is Jam Down talking here. I don't just go, I don't back down. I want to publicly say my deepest sympathy to a veteran like Nurse Janet, someone who dear love this country, and she love it more than people who represent this country as MPs. Patches, I want to publicly congratulate Numpy Williams, who are here doing over in Great Bay for the fishermen them. And the Great Bay people, them got to understand, they sent a vagabond to Parliament for 20 years and had them over there every minute how we see on the boat, Masho. And Linky, 3 cheers. See you when I see you. I can't. Never in the States, boy. I know you're feeling well because you was trumpeting the current call for years, and it finally come true. The committee over there, I want to see it go to another level. And I'm hoping that Hartford and TDC and all these money people could help out the situation over there because the fishermen, them diet, they really need the support. But let me show you something, Patches. This country is a very good country, because you see where my man down there, Gonzales, is saying right now, and he will have money. And I warning St. Kitts people, I'm warning them, Patches, we got to make sure that when we're choosing people for Parliament, we understand what we're doing, Jam don't learn that long time. Cecil Roberts don't teach me that long time, a.k.a. Moonlight. Don't teach me that long time. You know what Moonlight tell me? When this vagabond boy took up the country, I wonder if English people know what they're doing. And that man dead gone, and anytime I talk about Moonlight, I understand what Moonlight is saying, what's saying, We got to make sure we put people there who understand we country and could spend money. Not people who want to lay up with Asian people. And give away resources. Me watch something from the boy there where he do. Give away country from mountain to sea. And end up down there in Galaxy office by the people. And feel good with that. That vagabond boy there. Have a good night, Patches.
Have a good night as well, my dear brother. You go straight back to the lines, call you live.
Mr. Patrick, good night.
Are you there, caller?
And how are you?
Good night. I am peaceful, Bible man.
Okay.
Yourself?
I have something good for you tonight, right? Now, in Psalm 49, Psalm 49, verse 16 said, be not afraid when one made rich, when the glory of his house increased. The 17th verse said, when they die, he carried nothing away. His glory shall not send after them. Now, Mr. Patrick, a lot of people in this country is trying to rape the country. And they're vexed with the Prime Minister because they can't hold on upon the oath. So they are trying to really vex with him and to bring him down. And I am saying tonight, unity comes from the Bible. And I want to say tonight, not care what you got. You could get $1 million in your bank account. You cannot go with it. The money belongs to the Lord. The Lord will lend you until He's ready for you. And so you're supposed to look after one another. Cain will kill his brother Abel. And when Abel brother crying out, God asked Cain, my brother, where's your brother? He said, Cain said, I'm my brother's keeper. Mr. Patrick, a lot of people think it want all for themselves and none for nobody else. And they don't believe that they're their brother's keeper. And so I am saying tonight, my son, in a warning, when your house increase and riches, you have your abundance, you can't go with them. Because when you're dead, they're not putting on your grave. So, people, live and let your brother live. Mr. Patrick, I wish you all the best. And see you when you come home by the help of the Lord. See you, bye.
Thank you, my brother. Take care of yourself. And it's important verse in that chapter, that psalm you read, is that last verse which says that man that is in honor and understandeth not is like the beast that perish. Let's go back to the lines at 9:29. Call you live.
Yes, good evening again, honorable Patrick. Today, 12 o'clock when I go up the road, by TDC, we part, they got the wheeling. I see them taking out the really, really ingenious one. I want to know if I going to make up a parking spot or something. Because I take up all the railing from up here. My PDC fence come across here. So I want to know what's going on in St. Kitts. Yes. And a lot of marks going up. They got the stake them put down, the steel them. Some are blue, some are red, and so. So I don't know where they're surveying up there. But you need to come back in St. Kitts, Garcia, that we could see you. Not just hearing you on the radio like that. Yeah, and remember that the government put it there. Do not go against the government. Even people got to say what they got to say on the radio, they say what they got to say. Don't add to it. See you. Take care.
Thank you, sister. I want to ask that manager, owner of the radio station, reads this email. If only now he knows that all of Team Unity ministers are millionaires, and furthermore, what empirical evidence he has to make that public statement. He is well known for making loose and unsubstantiated statements, but I really think he meant his sister and their former discarded leader as the millionaires, who went into government as paupers and came out as millionaires. Those are the ones you had to be talking about with this email. That's the views of the email and not necessarily the views of Straight Talk and or the host of Straight Talk. Caller, I want to thank you for holding. You are live.
Yeah, Patches. Megan, I must thank God for Team Unity, Patches. And the Federation got to thank God for this Team Unity government. Patches, I had a situation 2012 with Hurricane Orly come and rock up my house roof. And the same time, they had the duty-free, first time owner do the duty-free thing. And I take it to the sustainable development, to the government. Somebody encouraged me to take it there. Take me, estimate and carry it there. And Patches, just because of who me be on the radio, they didn't give me nothing. The lady tell me first time owner, I went back maybe 3 times to them because I had the estimate there. And they tell me come back. They send me up, I think it was NHC, not NHC. Some of what they send me. Anyway, they follow up the paper. I'm not going to respond back. Patches and me, Mr. Politics, take $37,000 off of my account and fix my house. Patches, if a government like Team Unity was there, I might have got a $37,000 still going interest. But Patches, some of them who, the reason what I said is Patches, God has sent this Team Unity government because all the criticizing this Team Unity government, Patches, they get in job as a DJ, government giving them work. When they got any function, they get work. So Patches, never talk because they're in the minority, as I say, and they will always continue to say what they got to say because somebody wants their basket full up and they can't get the basket filled. But Patches, I got to thank God for this Team Unity government again, for the situation, what they make, especially these people in this shabby house into after the hurricane. Give them lumber, give them things to fix the house. And some of them who criticizing this Team Unity government now, get the house roof fixed, and the election they vote against this Team Unity, vote against that. But that is the democratic right. And that is the democratic right to speak out. And this is my democratic right to speak out. When I hear them talking ills against this country, when the government performing so well. You understand? So I gonna talk when I gonna defend my government because I know my government is doing well. I know the people feel pleased at the government, especially under this pandemic, corona, with so much country. That was look at St. Louis right now. This is the Prime Minister down there said that he gonna cut civil servant salary. Look at St. Kitts. Man, thank God for us. They never entertain nothing good against what this government do. Nothing good at all. They find they're going after Dr. Harris. But Patches, let alone. Dr. Harris ran out in 5 years, and when Dr. Harris gone 25 years over, Team Unity government gonna be again, and we're gonna get the next Prime Minister. Because this is where Dr. Harris gonna make a commitment too. And not when I say Dr. Harris ain't got one thing to lose. He ain't have nothing to lose. Patches, have a wonderful night. God bless.
Have a wonderful night as well, my dear brother. It's now 26 minutes before the 10 o'clock hour. In the event you have just joined us, we were actually proposed tonight to really send or consider, reflect on the works of a Straight Talk matriarch, Matron Garnett, Matron Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett. And she has, you've heard a lot of her, and she was born in 1929 and just 6 months shy of her 92nd birthday. But we can conclude that she lived a good life. She was outspoken and to the point. She's not afraid to talk truth to power. No time at all, even at such stage, age in life.
I'd like to talk about that CPL cricketer who Dr. Douglas gave land worth $1 million as a prize for performance. Just a couple hours. Couldn't he find a valuable trophy to give to that man? Wow. People, please open the eyes of your understanding and see what Dr. Douglas is doing. He sold Sanford land for 68 cents per square foot, less than 25 cents, 25 plus, 24 plus. And I brought it down to the nearest cent, 25 US cents per square foot. Then he swapped land for debt. Then he put that price now that locals can't even afford to buy it from the bank. And he gives a cricketer land worth $1 million. I wonder which one of our highest position civil servants have ever received $1 million gratuity for serving the Federation. And he could give $1 million just like that. But he could only give $1,500 to a man who worked 55 years in the sugar industry. And then he promises to sell John Paul. Think of it and see how much love he has for his people. Not even the crumbs. And that's why when he went into the House of Assembly and spoke about a hog the bee and hog the this, he called all of us, all Kittitians and Division, hogs, because we know what we feed hogs on, and that's what he's feeding us on, and trying to give away the land to all sorts of people. It's really, really heart-rending.
Heart-rending it was. And that's the outspoken nature of the Straight Talk matriarch, Matron Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett. Let's go back to the lines as we are on the uphill side, or is it the downhill side? Uphill side of 10 o'clock at 22 before 10. Caller, thank you for holding.
Patches, that's the voice of veteran, somebody who loves the country. Quickly, Patches, I want to call out the Right Honorable Dr. Kennedy Simmons on Sunday to bring an end to this divisiveness in the People's Action Movement. We have too much of supporters chatting guns with nasty, dirty, vagabond, wet, and he got it all with. Because on the founder, William Herbert and you and Master Claims, we never have that around the party and jam down upsetting other. I want you to hear me loud and clear. I choose tonight to do this. You have to go down there and talk like a statesman. That's why I come in for. That's why I want to be there. We don't want them kind of thing there around the People's Action Movement. We want you as a statesman, the only living legend, to bring the party together We don't want them kind of things there because the facts waiting patiently. But unity will always stand anyway. I don't want the vagabond know that. Unity will, and Timothy Harris will always stand anyway. Because me supporting Sean and Timothy Harris and unity and a whole. Me supporting them. We don't want Douglas back here. Let him stay over there in Galaxy place where he give them mountain to see. We're going to back that with he. We're going to that with he. Then Will Douglas, he gone to never come back here. So all of them with that nasty rhetoric and some of them supporters them too, you know. Walking around, talking smart, chatting a lot of shit. Being entertaining them things. This is the best me ever see this country. Then just come around here. I'm sorry, Moonlight ain't around here to see this. I'm sorry, Moonlight ain't around here to see this. You got people looking at the business going around. Big people in government and in the private sector walking telling people don't take the vaccine like they're doing Timothy something. We got to back them up there for them. We got to back them up there for them. So we don't mind. They're doing Timothy nothing. They're doing Timothy a thing. Patrick, you have a good night, yeah? And enjoy yourself till we meet.
Till we meet tonight, brother. Have a good night as well. Remember, no one is safe until everyone is safe. We go back to the lines. Caller, 19 from 10 o'clock to the line.
Hey, Patrick, good night. This is Albert Pemberton. How are you?
I am peaceful. Alva, yourself?
I'm giving thanks myself. I want to make my contribution tonight. First of all, I want to extend my profound and sincere sympathy for the family of Nurse Garnett. As you know, she's from Tabernacle like me, and I know since I'm a very small kid, going to the hospital every morning and doing her stuff. So she made a very stern contribution to St. Kitts Nevis health and hospital. And I also want to take this opportunity to emphasize the importance of people taking the vaccine. For the revitalization and invigoration of the economy in St. Kitts and Nevis, it's imperative that people take the vaccine. Because I don't want to come to St. Kitts and I have to go to a restaurant or to a check-in at a hotel or something, knowing that I'm fully vaccinated and the person that's taking my credit card or serving my dinner is not vaccinated. So it's imperative to take the vaccine. And finally, I want to congratulate the Prime Minister on the anonymous job he's doing in keeping the Federation safe. Quite obviously, he's been envied around the world because the way how we have the COVID under control. So let's continue to pray for him. Let's continue to pray that our country may come back to some normalcy very soon. God bless you, Ambassador. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for your input. We go straight back to the lines at 17 before 9. To 10, sorry. Call you live.
Greetings, Mr. Patches Liburd. How are you?
I am peaceful, my brother. Yourself?
I'm very good, very good. I wish a belated condolences to Miss Garnett and family. She was a very strong woman of the Federation, and she put her points forward with consistency. Some of that strength, some of the men in this country doesn't have consistency. Mr. Patches, what I would like you to do when you have a time once again, bring back Mr. Ross on one of your programs. He's very informative. And it's possible I might have a question or two that I would like to ask him, because he's very informative. Mr. Patches, on the day once ago, let's say when Donald Trump, the President Donald Trump was in office, when they used to have more regular daily health briefings, at the time the vaccine was talking about, because, you know, it started under Donald Trump. And he won the briefing. here in the Federation health briefing, a question was put to the table. And one of the doctors on the briefing at the time, when it was asked concerning the vaccine, I can't remember the question straight at hand, but I could all remember the answer that was given to the public from the doctor. And the doctor said, the vaccine is more needed out there than in here. And those words registered in my mind because those are revolutionary thoughts. And nothing has changed. Let me take back that. Out there, the virus had worsened out there. And down in the Federation, we're at more control. There is no outbreak amongst us. So it showed me when, mind you, the doctor didn't say he does not want the vaccine, you know. But he just made the statement to show where his people working on the principles, adhering to the protocols. That is what keep everything good, because, I mean, the people continue getting praise for what they have done to keep everything alive. So when I'm hearing now about compulsory legislation, if it have to reach to that stage, I ask myself, why you have to reach to that stage? I don't see why you have to reach to that stage, because your people being complain all the time. Your people still complain, even though we might think that the vaccine rolling out a bit slow, but people are putting themselves involved. But nevertheless, we always said we have an educated society and a Christian-minded society. So if your people is more or less analyzing what's going on, I don't think your people should be pressured for that, because your people are not protesting against the vaccine. So if they're taking the time to digest what's going on from the information that are being international worldwide, because in all of them is fake, some of them are very reliable. And in all the frontline doctors have the information, that independent-minded doctors out there also who have the information and who's putting it out there. And your people are educated. So if your people are taking the time out to view certain things, I don't think we should be hearing things about compulsory legislation. If we know to a fact that we have no few positive cases amongst us. Because remember, persons who are taking the vaccine, they're not being tested for the corona before they get the vaccine, you know. They are volunteering themselves, they might made up and they want to take the vaccine. So, other countries out there who may be rolling out the vaccine, a lot of them have cases different from we. We must put ourselves in a position as the ranks that we are getting for how we've been continuing ourselves. To roll out the vaccine as though we're setting an example in all ways, not to be using no words that no compulsory, nothing. I don't think we reach the stage to say, well, our country is filtered with cases and the people are rejecting this and rejecting that. I don't see those things happening, you know. So, Mr. Patches, you continue to be good, and the government and the health personnel, they're doing a good job. And the virus is a plague, you know, and you can't go ahead of it. You can't get swell-headed and go ahead of it. Some countries try, and they have to find themselves buckling down again. And it's a fact to see that how we control it, and we're still doing so. We just have to continue praying and continue keeping the protocols in place. Because remember, we always say, foreign things. So whatever is foreign, we must put our eyes on it. And I don't think you just should give your people wrong for keeping a watch eye on foreign things. Mr. Patrick, you continue to be strong on God's guidance.
Thank you, my brother. Be strong as well. Always like your interventions.
On February 22nd, we began our vaccine rollout. In just over 3 short weeks, we have vaccinated 7,071 persons, or 21.4% of the target population. This is very significant, and they put the challenge out there to you for us to get to 1/4 of our population by mid next week. We know that the jab is effective. The first gives you 76% efficacy, and by the second it rises to 82.4. But the effectiveness of preventing hospitalization, severe disease, and death is even higher if we get to herd immunity.
Yes, we need herd immunity. Thank you for calling. Thank you for holding, caller. Sorry, you're live.
Yes, Patrick. Yes, Patrick. It's me again, Pat. I just want to encourage my friends and my family and my loved ones back home in St. Kitts that I took the vaccine, my first vaccine on Tuesday, and I'm going to take my second one on the 27th. And I had no kind of pain in my shoulder, nothing. So I just want to encourage others to do it, okay, because I need to come home. I want to come home, okay? So, y'all, I'm not forcing it on anybody, but I think it's the best for you. So search it out, do what's best for you. But I'm encouraging you all.
Thank you very much. I am taking my Moderna tomorrow, God's willing. So I'll tell you about it, my Straight Dog family, whenever we connect on Monday, God's willing. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller. Are you there, caller? Are you there, caller? Okay, it's now some, is it, get this time right, it's 8 minutes before the 10 o'clock. We'll take a few more calls as we wind down tonight's programming. If there's a caller, we'll take him now. Call you live. Okay, we've missed that call. Yes, as we wind down tonight's programming, we call over those who joined us late. We looked at a matriarch, Straight Talk, Sylvia Garnett. But let's go back to the lines. I'll tell you about that as we wrap. Call you live. Hello, caller. Okay, we seem to be losing those calls. Yes, it's, I was saying, in the event you have just joined us, it's now 7 before the 10 o'clock hour, and Straight Talk is heard every Monday and Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. As we wind down, let's try to see if we get this call again. Caller, you live.
Patrick, good night again. I want to let people know that hurricane season is going to be coming in a couple more months, and nobody knows what's going to happen, so they need to go and take the vaccine, because who ain't take the vaccine, they're going to have to stay wherever they be. So are you going to take the vaccine? It's all over the world. They're begging people. The more people vaccinate, the better it be. Okay? So I don't follow these people who are misleading people and putting that kind of nonsense in our head, but they need to go a vaccination program and all this kind of nonsense. Look, they want people to get fed up about the peace program. Or you please don't study them, okay? Who don't take the vaccine, stay in the house, because when the World Trade Center blow up, you know, America decide nobody could go on the plane unless they do certain things, and that is exactly what will happen. If you don't want to take the vaccine, stay home. That's it. Good night, Patrick.
Good night, my dear. It's 6 before 10. We take a few more calls. Call you live. Hello, caller. Are they caller? Okay, here's what. Let's take this call. I'll call you live. Okay, we seem to be having some difficulties as we wind down tonight's programming. I have a few more minutes. I will take as many calls as possible because remember, it's your program. Without you, there is no straight talk. We have our diverse views. All we focus on is the truth. And the lady we are celebrating tonight, she always spoke out when we did not conform with the facts or conform with the truth. And Matron Garnett, beg your pardon, retired from the public service in St. Kitts in 1993 and later migrated to Florida in the USA, where she resided until her death. But even from that distance, she was a prayer warrior in the cause of unity.
I pray for you all every day that God will uphold you and keep you under the shadow of His wings, and that the Holy Spirit will quicken the hearts of the people, that their eyes will be open to the truth, their ears will be open to hear, and their hearts, their consciences would be awakened, and we will redeem our land once again in the name of Jesus. So you have a very pleasant day and a good weekend, and thanks for remembering me, and keep me in your prayers.
Thanks for calling as well, Nurse Garnett, and continue doing what you're doing, and God answers prayer, we do know. Thanks a lot.
Hello, caller.
Oh, okay. Patches, I am curious about all callers who participate in, all the callers who participate in contributing to your program, whatever their topic is there a review board documenting these questions and concerns and any action be taken? Because all these contributions have sense in it. Some may look at it as nonsense, but is there a committee reviewing these questions to say, okay, this is something good for the country and take it into consideration in some way? I mean, it's not everything you will accept, but is this just people talk? They have a podium to speak, and that's it, or their question and concern has been considered in some kind of consideration? And last but not least, are you in New York?
Yes, I'm in New York, yeah.
Okay, I'll find you. But anyway, that is just my concern. I need to know when I make a commentary, if it makes sense in some way. I need to know when I make a commentary, if it makes sense.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, you're live.
Hello? Hi.
You're live.
Hi, good night. Yes, good night. Mr. Patches, good night.
Good night, sir.
I just want to say that I long to come home to St. Kitts, and I've been up here for over a year and a half, and I've been struggling so much with this COVID thing, and I cannot wait for my vaccination. I just get my appointment, and I hope that everyone in St. Kitts gets their vaccination, because people want to come to your country, our country. I'm a citizen too, and I cannot wait to come home, and everyone should be vaccinated as much as possible. The people living in their own home and things like that, they don't need to be vaccinated. The people that don't come to town and don't do their thing, they don't need to be vaccinated. But the people that deal with the public, the people that want to be
in business. You must get vaccinated because people coming into the country and they're vaccinated. We have to do it. You have to do it. We have to do it. You know, the coronavirus we've known about it for years now. From the early 2000s, we've known about the coronavirus. Why do you think we have the vaccination already? It wasn't Trump. It was the scientists. And there's been, SARS is related to the coronavirus. We have to get vaccinated. Thank you. Thank you, Patches.
Thank you very much. I think you've heard you loud and clear. And sound advice. I'm certain about that. I've finally got an appointment myself, and I will, God's willing, be taking my vaccine tomorrow. I'll tell you about it. I'm getting the Moderna though, and ensuring that I am protected as well. And I'm sure that everyone would agree that we need that protection. Is there another call on the line? If
yes.
So, we'll perhaps I'll take this and make this our final call for tonight. Call your life.
Patches, now let me explain something to you. It's not that the government are forcing nobody to take the vaccination, you know. The government have an obligation to the citizens of this country and the public who coming in to this country, right? So if the tourism authority and them and the people them who own the hotel say you can't come there unless you're vaccinated, what the government can tell them? That's against the law? You can't do that. The people them got people coming to stay in the hotel. How you gonna mingle the sheep with the goat? You understand me? You can't do them kind of thing, right? You see there in Grenada, you got thing for yesterday. The man tell you plain out, if you interpret driving a truck, you can't deliver nothing to the hotels unless you been vaccinated. You know, ships ready to sail out of different countries, and if the island ain't vaccinated, nothing coming here. We are not stranger to vaccine. You know, since small days we get your vaccine left and right. But you got some intelligent people on the radio who's corrupting people's mind and think they're doing justice to them. But the government ain't forcing nobody to take nothing. They will be glad if they take it. I think what the government needs to do is just get over the hump where the ships and sand could start coming in and the country open up, and then you put in your rules and let them go pay for vaccination then, because they're not able to pay for it. You know, let them go and pay for it then. Because I know there's so much ignorance. People die like dogs, and you're waiting for a vaccine. Now the vaccination coming, you're finding all kind of fault by some other ignorant people on radio telling you about this with the vaccine, that with the vaccine, and mark of the beast and all kind of ignorance. You know, we are not stranger to vaccine. All the Prime Minister and the Cabinet and them is doing is try to save our life here. God was good with us. Because of the prison scanner, nobody died from it. And now today, you talking about you ain't taking none, you ain't taking. Who I want to take it, they don't know how to take it. You know? But some of them need to come off the radio. I think they got this radio thing like a joke now. You know? But government can't force nobody to think. The government could force you if you go 1840. The government could force you to come up the hospital and tell you where you can't come in unless you get the vaccination, and you have to take the vaccination by the door. The government got the authority to tell you can't go in a government building unless you're vaccinated. So, you know what a big deal about and what the argument about? Nobody forcing nobody to take nothing. go and do your right thing. You know, save your life and save your family and them life. And other people who coming in to the country. Patrice, you go take your vaccination, and I want to hear about it. God bless you. God bless the country. God bless the nation and the Prime Minister and the Ministers of Government. And God bless all you. Thank you, Patrice.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, King of the Rock, King Rockefeller, the people's king, and you could not have said it better, right? Because you know, everyone deserves the chance to live a healthy life, you know, and we ought to be able to protect each other. I said I'll take the last call, but let's see. I'll see if I take maybe 2 more calls. Call you live. Hello, caller. Okay, here's what. I think my time is done, and I've got to run. And my Dog family, the vaccination issue was the issue that came to the fore tonight. And I believe that the facts are the facts, and we cannot dilute them. The important thing is we have to immunize. We have to get ourselves protected from this unprecedented disease called the coronavirus. The Stray Dog family, I think we'll all agree that no one is safe until all of us is safe. And the politics being played with vaccination is something that some people will regret. The fact is that we all need to be protected. You have your right. It's your prerogative to take it or not to take it. I am dying to take mine. And the first opportunity that has arisen comes up tomorrow at 10:30. It's tonight. I'll take a rest. Before doing so, say my prayers as I normally do. And God's willing, when I wake, I'll say my prayers again. Yeah. But we have to be positive. We have to ensure that we get back to normalcy in our country and worldwide, for that matter. And we have to take the steps to that normalcy by vaccinating. Tonight we spoke about or focus on the late matron Garnet. Matron Garnet was a warrior in health and an icon in nursing. She was a prayer warrior as well. She prayed for unity and she prayed for her country.
Pray for you all every day, that God will afford you and keep you under the shadow of His king, and that the Holy Spirit will quicken the hearts of the people, that their eyes will be open to the truth, their ears will be open to hear, and their hearts, their consciences would be awakened, and we will redeem our land once again in the name of Jesus. So you have a very pleasant day and a good weekend, and thanks for remembering me, and keep me in your prayers.
Thanks for calling as well, Nurse Garnet, and continue doing what you're doing, and God answers prayer, we do know. Thanks a lot.
Our Straight Talk matriarch was never afraid to rebuke those who debase our institutions.
I want to speak about the House, the Speaker of the House of Assembly. What a disgrace to all Kittitians and Nevisians. That man has brought us to the lowest degree. Never in our history has any of the former speakers behaved in such an unprofessional manner. He said he went in with his integrity and he will come out with it. But sad to say, if he did go in with any integrity, he has lost it all. I would be very grateful if someone there who he would listen to would sit him down and kindly ask him to resign, because he has lost all respect nationally, regionally, and internationally. And please warn him not to continue to gain the world and lose his soul, for it doesn't worth it.
Major Garnett was someone never afraid to talk truth to power.
I would like to talk about that CPL cricketer who Dr. Douglas gave land worth $1 million as a prize for performance. Just a couple hours. Couldn't he find a valuable trophy to give to that man? Wow. People, please open the eyes of your understanding and see what Dr. Douglas is doing. He sold Sanford land for 68 cents per square foot, less than 25 cents, 25 plus, 24 plus. And I brought it down to the nearest cent, 25 US cents per square foot. Then he swapped land for debt. Then he put that price now that locals can't even afford to buy it from the bank. And he gives a cricketer land worth $1 million. I wonder which one of our highest position civil servants have ever received $1 million gratuity for serving the Federation. And he could give $1 million just like that. But he could only give $1,500 to a man who worked 55 years in the sugar industry. And then he promises to sell John Paul.
I'm sure, however, my Straight Dog family, that we will all come to one conclusion, to wit, Nurse Matron Sylvia Mary Agatha Garnett was motivated by one thing, and one thing only, which is her love for the country of her birth, St. Kitts, and for the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Well, God bless you all and have a good day. As I have spoken today, it is from the depths of my heart, because I love my country. There is where I was born. There is where I was raised up. There is where I get my schooling. There is where I got everything. And it pains me when I hear and see what is going on in St. Kitts today. And that is why I have to speak out. There's nothing more that I could gain. Nothing more. But I love my country, and that's why I speak out. God bless you all.
The soul of this Straight Talk matriarch, I should say, rests in eternal peace. On behalf of the Straight Talk family, and on my own behalf, again, we extend condolences to her sons, Chris Gladwin and Andy, I think it is, and to the entire family, the Straight Dog family. That's the way we're going to end it tonight. I want to thank you. And for the gentleman who talked about reviewing the contributions, I can tell you one thing. Good politicians listen to talk shows like this one, and they ought to be guided, and most of the good ones are guided. But until we connect on Monday for yet another edition of Straight Talk, God's willing, I'll tell you about the vaccines as well on Monday, God's willing. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Be good to yourselves and to all whom you meet. And don't you move your dial, because the mayor of St. Paul's, Theophilus Clark, is just standing by to really bring to you those oldie goldies you don't always hear on other stations. And I want to thank our technicians as well. John James in the background, Bevis Wilkinson. And how could I not first of all thank Almighty God for guiding our conversation tonight. And as always, I want to thank you, the many callers, those of you who are on social media and took part in this program. There are many of you who just listened, those who sent emails. Remember, all of you are the ones who make Straight Talk, and for that reason, I say a big, big thank you. I am Ian Patrick Liburd, and God's willing, we will connect on Monday for another edition of Straight Talk. Until then, remember, whatever your mind conceive, that you will achieve. But first of all, you got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank you for taking you through the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Until we connect on Monday.
The morning, I thank God for the morning light. Give him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of food and loving care, and for my